Welcome to episode 2 of The Quiet Cup, where each episode invites you to slow down, reflect, and reconnect with your space. Currently on the to-do list for today is edit videos, do a light study, and prepare for the week. There is a past version of you that is so proud of how far you have come. When I think about the little amount of life I've lived and the places I've been, I could not have imagined landing, quote unquote, here. I was so scared, so unsure, so easily amenable, and followed the crowd most of my life. I was just waiting for something to help me live, for something to happen. Unable or unwilling to be confident, unapologetic, and unafraid. Chasing whatever version others wanted of me instead of my own. Feeling like an exhilarating life wasn't for me. Where were you at this time last year or 2, 3 years ago? I think the farther we stretch back, we can either be shocked at how much we have changed or shocked by how much we have kept the same and kept ourselves in the same place. When we look at the former, what have you moved towards, overcome, or created that was meaningful? What felt impossible then that you're doing now? I've entered so many spaces these past few years where I have felt totally unqualified, scared, and grossly underprepared. I failed many endeavors due to the natural state of being a beginner and just haven't succeeded much in areas that I thought I would or started out the way that I thought I would. But that's the start of growth, right? And that space in between, from being uncomfortable to realizing I was meant to be here. The space where you get familiar and realize that you're slow cooking into excellence. I recognized that being in that space is okay. Barack Obama said it best: do not let people think you do not belong. Once you sit at these tables with people with fancy titles and you talk to them, you go, oh, they're not all that. And that's exactly how I want to show up. Like I belong. Like I am meant to be there in spaces that may be unfamiliar or new, that I was invited here or I got here somehow, and me showing up scared and timid is not doing anyone a favor, but just dwindling a better version of myself and not allowing my full potential to shine. And really, what makes us all that? What makes us qualified to feel confident? If it's years of experience, how many? And don't we have to start at year 1? If it's attitude, then isn't that something we can change? If it's failing until success, then shouldn't we be confident we are gaining qualifications in the hard moments? What makes you qualified to celebrate your progress? To celebrate starting? To celebrate being a beginner and being invited in this new, unfamiliar, uncomfortable space? And it doesn't have to look like a physical space. It can be being invited, what a funny word to use, but being invited into motherhood, being invited into a new version of yourself, being invited into whatever area of your life accept that invitation of, this is a new season for me. And I can be confident. I can celebrate my entry process. I can celebrate my progress. Look back at where you started, whether it be college you, high school you, or even little kid you. Small, tiny you. What would that version say? Would that version be proud of you? Would that version want to push you even more? Would that version of you want a different life for where you are now? I went from being scared, unsure, and following the crowd to being confident, a leader, and leaning into the beauty of not knowing. Small milestones of being rich in laughter, health, family, and love. Cultivating a better attitude, a voice, and people around me who love me. This is the type of growth that can't be measured. The inner changes of faith and consistency that aren't always visible. The power of gratitude in the journey and celebrating the now. So when you look back, are you shocked by how much you have changed? Or shocked by how much you've kept yourself in the same space? Growth doesn't mean announcing itself loudly. Sometimes it whispers, and you only notice when you stop to look back. Every step counts, even the ones you thought were too small to matter. Reflection turns our journey into a testimony of endurance and grace. What part of your journey do you need to pause and give thanks for today? When was the last time you looked back and realized you've grown? And how can you honor your own progress without waiting for someone else to notice it first? Thank you for joining me on episode 2 of The Quiet Cup.